Hello, guys. Welcome back to SWS Boxing. Delighted to be joined with Levi Giles, the Commonwealth Silver Super Featherweight champion. Am I right in saying that?
That's right, mate. Thank you for having us, Sam, as always, buddy.
Anytime, mate. And yes, we are predicting the British and Commonwealth Super Featherweight titles between Liam Dillon, who's 13 wins, one draw, against Reece Bellotti, who's 17 and 5. Reece is, of course, the current Commonwealth champion.
Yeah,
Liam's got the British. But
yeah,
yeah, it's a stacked card, I would say, top to bottom. It's a good little card, isn't it?
yeah. It is good. It is a good card, mate. We're not seeing. I mean, of recent, you normally get like one good fight on a boxing card, and then it's normally quite predictable the rest. But yeah, there's some good fights on. There's two good shows on actually this weekend. Both
Oh
really
yeah,
good.
the other one. Are you talking about Shiraz Williams?
Yeah. It's a good card that.
I'll have one on the laptop, one on the TV.
Yeah,
Can't
I'm
miss
going to
either.
do the same, mate.
Yeah. But yes. First fight is 4 rounds in the middleweight division. You've got Jack Oliphant, who's making his debut against Jensen Irvin, who's 4 and 5. Yeah, I mean Jensen is four. He's I would say he went 4-0 early in his career, and then he had a little bit of time out, and then he hopped on your undercard. I think when
Yeah,
you headlined in Grimsby
yeah.
against James Richardson, who's a good fighter as well, isn't he?
Yeah, James is a good kid. He gave James, I think it was 8 rounds he did that night, and he
Mm.
did well to get through it. And he's quite a tough kid, so um, I think obviously the home lads man is supposed to win, isn't he? And obviously Jensen's not going to make an upset. I don't really know much on the home kid, but
Mm.
I'm probably he'll probably win. I imagine. I mean, it's his debut in it, so I bet he was probably a good amateur or he's coming from a good background. I don't know too much on him, to be honest.
He sold quite a few tickets as well, I've
Yeah,
heard.
yeah, I bet he has. It's his debut in it, and it'll be a night to remember for him. But yeah, he'll probably hopefully see through with flying colours.
I'm maybe thinking maybe points because I don't. Jensen hasn't. I mean, he's been stopped that once, but he is tough. He is durable, and he will give it a go. And he's.
Yeah, I think so.
But I reckon Jack Oliphant will win 39-37 sort of scorecard. I reckon Jensen might nick around, but I haven't seen anything of Jack. But I'm expecting him to win because I've heard good things about him.
Yeah, I mean, he's the home kid, isn't he? And obviously, he's got a big promotional background, so he's straight onto the big show. So he's not going to be. I imagine he's going to be a really good kid, mate. To be honest, but I can't really say too much. I ain't seen much on him, but Jensen's a tough lad, so to pick someone like that on the first fight, so yeah, there must be good light.
Mm, I agree. And then you've got 4 rounds in the lightweight division. You've got Ibrahim Suleiman v
Yeah,
Jordan Patrick to Morty, who's 4 and
yeah,
1. So somebody oh's got to go. If I'm completely honest, I like the fact they've got a winning opponent in for Suleiman, which should be good because it'll be somebody who wants to come and fight, and it will be a
yeah,
good fight. But when you don't know these sort of fighters, because I think he's been boxing in France. If I'm honest, I haven't seen Jordan Patrick Thompson box, but I've seen Ibrahim box. I think he
yeah,
boxed on the Jordan Thompson upper tire card
yeah,
and Frank Yafai, I think, if I'm right in
yeah,
saying. But yeah, he looks good, to be fair.
yeah. He
Been
does.
impressed with him.
Yeah, I'm the same, mate. I think he's good. I think he wins that quite comfortably, to be honest.
And I think, if I'm right in saying, I think he might have one stoppage. I'll just double check that. Yes, he's got one knockout. I
Yeah,
think that was on his debut. But
yeah,
yeah, could he get another stoppage? It is 4 rounds. I don't know much about this Jordan. I'm gonna say Ibrahim. Maybe late stoppage, round 3 or 4 TKO. I can't
yeah.
see.
So
Yeah.
I agree. I think the same thing, mate. I don't really know too much on the opponent, but some of them fighters that they get flown over are quite padded backgrounds, and they haven't really fought many themselves. But that being said, you never know. It could be a banana skin, and it could come and upset the apple cart, which I highly doubt. But you never know. It is
I mean,
boxing.
we've seen it before in boxing
Yeah,
that upsets happen.
yeah. So you never know. But I think I agree with you. I think he's gonna get a late stoppage. I think so. Maybe round 3 or 4. He'll warm into it, start picking his shots, and probably get him out of there quite late. I imagine.
And then you've got Emmanuel Udazai, who is 1-0, and I do believe he trains. He has links to Anthony Joshua. Forgot what AJ's thing is. MGT something I've heard, or
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, he links with that. So, uh, yeah, and it's 6 rounds. Can't lie, I haven't seen Emmanuel box, but I mean he is 1-0 with one knockout, which was in the
yeah.
second round. And I think this Bachiti guy, he fought Moses Atuma, I believe, or hang on, he's 8-9. He is coming off a win in unanimous decision over Dustin Kristen, who I've can't lie, I haven't heard before.
No, me
And
neither.
yeah,
I
the
think
guy,
one is up and
the guy got stopped by Moses in the first round. Scott
yeah.
Forrest, Tommy Welch, yeah, just
I don't.
overall
I don't
not.
going to be getting out of the. I don't think he's going to make it to the third round. Him.
Yeah, I haven't been really impressed to be fair with him because some of Moses Atuma's opponent, no disrespect to Moses because he does look good, but I think some of the level in opponents is not very good. But I've heard Moses, I know, yeah, I've heard Moses is fighting somebody who's 23-4 or something soon. But yeah, I do believe Emmanuel should stop him. I'm expecting good things from him,
Yeah,
knowing that he's got links with AJ. So I might say
yeah.
round. I'm gonna put it out. I'm gonna say round 1 to Emmanuel.
I'm gonna say one or two, mate. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so.
I
It,
can't see
yeah,
it going the distance. No
no,
chance.
definitely not. No, I don't think so, mate. I think he's definitely there to be stop that away fighter.
100%. Then we've got 8 rounds in the cruiserweight division. You've got John Hedges, who's 8-0, Egdron Kajazi, who's 20-5. Yeah, I mean, I've been impressed with John. I think it's been a long time out the ring. I think last time he boxed was on the AJ Franklin card, which was in April last year.
Yeah,
Overall,
time ago, and he's not picking he hasn't got an easy fight to come back to, so you don't know if that. I don't. I mean, I hadn't actually seen that other kid, but going on the record, I mean, you can't ever read too much when I hadn't seen it myself, and he might have beat at 25 nobodies, but it doesn't seem like John's coming back to an easy fight, so. I reckon he might. You never know. I don't know if he's been active and he's been training like the last, the couple of years he's had out or the year he's had out. Then I imagine he'll come through flying colours. But if not, then I think the other kid will turn up because if he knows he could change his life if he comes and gets a win. So
100%. Like with some of the away fighters, when you jump on and you fight a prospect on like a Matchroom Queensbury show, and you upset the prospect, you get
yeah,
another opportunity, don't you?
yeah, yeah. Like your Kane Baker. Um, who he's always available and always training and stuff. So he
Mm.
gets phone calls and and then he got a good win and he's had another couple of good wins and yeah, he's good at the sort of he'd probably admit that Matchroom's probably changed his boxing life around. I don't think he'd have done
And he's a perfect
as much.
example who just doesn't. He's a good fighter. Even though his
Yeah,
record's not amazing, he's
no,
20
he'll
and
just get
10, but he just takes fights.
yeah,
And
yeah,
he always makes a good counter of himself, whether
yeah,
he gets beat. But he's always in a good fight. But yeah, I think John, hopefully he should. He's not. I wouldn't. He's not the heaviest of hitters. Is
no,
John
no,
Hedges.
he's not.
He's good on the back foot. Um, last time out, I I vaguely watched it. He was all right, but I think he should win this. Not too much about the opponent, but I think he seems up for it.
Yeah.
I think yeah, John Hedges will win on point. I can't see a knockout in this fight.
No, I think points make myself, but obviously, but I think he does have to be on his game plan to beat him. To be honest, I ain't seen the opponent sent, so I can't really be too judgmental. But with a record like that, you'd think that he's had 30 fights, he's been in there now with a few people. I imagine he knows the ropes and that he'll come to win. So yeah, I think John will have to be on it with the timeout he's had and stuff. So.
Mm. I'm saying maybe 79, 73, 78, 74 sort of scorecard for, I'm saying, yeah, John Hedges.
Yeah, you'd like to think so, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Um, yes, and then next up you've got Cameron Vong, who's 3-0, who I've been very impressed with, who trains with Jamie Moore, is it? Yeah. And
Yeah,
then
he
he's
looks
like
quite good, doesn't he? He's come from a good amateur background. I think he's a bit silly calling out the likes of like Jordan Flynn and stuff. I see that on social media. I think just stay in your lane. You obviously, you've come from a very high amateur background. You've done well in that. You've done well in that, but it is two different ball games, and um, you don't want to be learning the hard way. Obviously, he's got Jamie Moore and stuff, so he's got a fantastic team behind him. But yeah, I think that all the calling out on social media and that it's a bit silly, but obviously his skills will be paying his bills, and yeah, we'll probably see. I think we'll see an easy win tomorrow for him. I don't really. I've seen that other kid a couple of times now, and it's tough. He's a very very tough lad, but
former Midlands champion.
yeah, he is. Yeah, but it's levels in it, and I feel like that it's a good it's a good cherry pick for that young lad. That I feel like he's going to outpoint him. Maybe stop him. I don't know. But he's a tough lad, isn't he? I think at least I think he'll win on points, wide points decision. I think he'll win every round. Maybe share a couple at best. I don't feel like he'll do much more than that.
The thing is, when fighters, if when you call out a fighter and you overlook somebody, that don't sit well on the other fighter's pride sort of thing. But yeah, I think Ish is going through a bit of a like tough one. I mean, he fought Joe Ducker, broke it up. Joe Ducker for the Midlands that he no, so he won the Midlands against Lewis Fielding. That
Yeah,
was
yeah,
96, 94.
yeah, and yeah. I
Then
don't
he
really.
tried to defend it against Ducker and he broke his hand in round 3 or 4, he was telling me. And then he
Yeah.
fought Calvin McCord on a week's notice. Then he fought Eubank on a week's notice as well. So I mean, he's not one to shy away from
Oh
like
no.
short
No,
notice fights.
definitely not. I mean, boxing needs people like him, to be honest. That's willing to take these fights on short notice. He clearly always keeps his son in good shape in the gym. And to be honest with you, mate, I hope he does really well tomorrow. But
And if you look at the
uh,
fighters he's lost to, he's only lost to top level. I mean, Dalton Smith on the verge
yeah,
of being a world champion. Harlem
oh,
Eubank as well, who will be probably European, and apparently they're looking for the Ben fight, but we'll talk about that another time. But yeah,
yeah,
he'll be good. He'll want this. But I think he said he's still got aspirations for the English. I still think he'll be hungry for this, but I think Cameron will be too much. I think Cameron will be too slick for him. I've been impressed with Cameron. I don't think he'll stop him because I think Ish is tough and
he
he'll.
is very tough. I agree.
But yeah, I think Ish will improve since his last performance because I think
Yeah,
he was weight drained. That's what he said. But I think you can expect a bit better from him. I think I think he won't go down without a fight. I think he'll have I think he'll have little success in the fight, but I reckon
yeah.
maybe 79, 73. So I reckon Ish might get 1 or 2 rounds, but I think Cameron will be too good for him. But
I,
yeah, good luck to both.
I agree. Yeah, I've give that wrong points, wide points, but yeah, I think he should stay in his lane and not call out super featherweights when he's a lightweight. It didn't go down too well. A lot of people are watching it out there, and it's not it's
Oh yeah,
clearly
I did
great.
wonder that. I mean, I saw he was fighting lightweight, and I was a bit confused because I was like, "Oh yeah, why is he calling out Flynn? Because he's super feather, isn't he, Jordan?"
Yeah, it's just it don't go down well, does it? I mean, he's got a great promotional team. They'll get him the fights he needs, and they'll get him the fights, that they'll be there down the line for him. He don't really need to go calling out the likes of people like Flynn, who's clearly on obviously a better level than Vong at the minute, but. It's all thingy, and I suppose it gets them all talking, and that's not my way of going about business. But if he gets his comeuppance and he gets the fight, then well, it might come back and bite him.
Could be a banana skin for him, but who knows? Shannon Ryan 6-0 v Jasmina Zepcotta, who's 6-0 in her own right as well. I do believe it's for a WBA international. I do believe. I think it's the first time they're both scheduled for 10 rounds. They both have a common win over Gemma Rueg. Yeah.
You know what? I've seen both of them fight, but I think they both stepped up a level here. So I really can't call that fight. I really can't. I'm going to go with the home girl because she might get a points one. I don't think any of them are big hitters. I'm going to say the home girl on points.
Do you think that that women's boxing should do 3-minute rounds?
Yeah, I'd love to see some fights over threes. I really would. I mean, especially that fight, the Michaela May and Natasha Jonas. I thought Maya won that, even though Jonas is brilliant. What she's done for British boxing and stuff for women, it's fantastic, and I'm glad she got the nod. But I just feel that Maya won that, and over 3-minute rounds. I think it'd be great, especially like your Amanda Serrano's and your Katie Taylor's, and yeah, I think there'd be brilliant fights over. Even if they did 10 threes, I don't know, but yeah, hopefully it's something we can see in the future.
And I'm gonna say Shannon Ryan on points, whether that's split or unanimous, I'm not sure. Actually, I'll go with a split decision win for Shannon Ryan, but I think that's a bit of a. That fight, there's fights on the show that I think there's good fights that could steal the show. Another one, Shannon could steal the show. This fight, I'm looking forward to this one.
Yeah,
but I'm saying Ryan on points, and now we've got.
I'm gonna say the
same. I'm not sure if I'm going in order, but Craig Richards 17-3 with one draw against Boris Crichton 12-4. I mean, Boris, no disrespect for him because he's good and he's tough, but when he got thrown in there with, actually tell a lie, he fought Matt McCallum. He stopped Matt McCallum in round 9, which was I would say it was good. It was a good fight, but I think Matt was up by the cards, and then Matt switched off and just get caught. You can't switch off in boxing, as you know. And then he fought Lyndon Arthur on a day's notice, that one, and he lost by unanimous decision. But he was going out swinging, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He's good.
I think he is good from what I've seen of him. And I think he's very tough. I think Richards has got to be really on it tomorrow, and I think he'll win. I think Richards will win on points, but I don't think it's going to be easy.
Oh no, it won't be easy because no offense to Boris, but you sort of have to beat him. He's sort of like a good gatekeeper, but who also is capable of pulling upsets. He can get a bit wild at times, like we have seen against Callum Simpson. But I mean, he took him the distance, and boxer really rate Callum Simpson, and I rate him as well. And
he's a great
as well. So it is.
Yeah,
he is tough, and he took them all the distance. Craig, I wouldn't say the biggest of punches, but he's fast with his hand. He's got fast hands.
Oh, he's technically very good, and
it's going to be interesting. Oh, sorry, it's going to be interesting how he does with his new coach Shane McGuigan. I think he's changed to Shane, so it'll be interesting to see how he adapts as he last time out fought Bellotti, which I think was in 22. I think, if I'm right in saying. But it was good to see Craig back in the ring. I think it only got announced a week ago, so I do like this bit of a. I think maybe this is the one to watch on the card. I mean, especially that main event as well, which we'll get into in a minute. I am expecting Craig to win on points, but it's not going to be easy for him. Boris will have some success, but I think Richards will do him on points.
I think so, mate. I couldn't agree more. Boris, tricky, very, very tough. We've seen that. He took Simpson's best shots and is a big puncher. Lyndon Arthur, the same. He hasn't been stopped, so I feel like it's Richard's points definitely.
Mm-hmm. And now for the main event, Liam Dillon, 13-1, is the current British champion. He beat Cash Ashfaq last time out, and another good win. So I'll say who they've beaten. Their maybe top four wins: Cash Ashfaq, Joshua Wahab, Dennis Wahome, and he did draw to Yusuf Kamari.
Yeah,
Did Liam Dillon?
I thought he won that.
I mean, I haven't watched it for a while, but I watched it I think a few weeks ago because because it helps make my predictions when I just watch some of their fights back. Just and it was we'll get onto that in a minute before, and I'll just break down who Reece is for. I mean,
Yeah.
beating Jason Cunningham, Ben Jones, Ray, Dean Dodge, Yusuf Kamari, and Fiaz, but he has lost to the top level, which is Ryan Walsh, Jordan Gill, Frandanella, and Ford. I mean, no shame in that, is there?
No, I mean, especially that Raymond Ford. And to be honest, just looking at Bellotti, I think he was at the wrong weight, mate. I really don't feel like he was a featherweight, but obviously the opportunities kept coming. So you're gonna keep taking the money, and you're gonna and you're gonna keep taking the fights. But I feel like he'll be much more comfortable. I think you could see it. I was very 50-50 on this fight. I like Liam Dillon. That's obviously a fight that was supposed to happen before for me, and it never come off. Unfortunately, and hopefully maybe at a later date we can have a dance. But I looked at it today on the scales, and Liam looks very, very thin on them scales. And he looked very thin when he fought Ashfaq, even though in his performance you wouldn't have thought so because he just punched him up. I feel like Ashfaq's a bit lower in weight. I don't feel like he's a super
And he's
feather.
fighting Masood Abdullah on the Queensbury show tomorrow at feather. So he's
it'll be more his division. I feel like a featherweight's going to be more his division. But Dillon today on the scales, he looks, I don't know, maybe a bit, I don't know how the cut
Would you
went.
say he's drained?
Pardon?
I said, do you think he's drained?
Oh, very, yeah, very. You can tell. I think he's very drained at the weight, and I think, but he did look. But then again, he did look like that when he fought Ashfaq, and he performed. You know how he does. He comes forward and he throws shots. He's very tough. He looks very powerful. So yeah, but for me, I feel like Bellotti is technically a bit better. I feel like this is his correct weight division. He looked good today on the scales. And for me, I think Bellotti's going to take it. Yeah, I think Bellotti wins.
Stoppage or?
You see, I'm unsure, but I think so. I'm going to go for a late stoppage from Bellotti. But Liam's very tough. You know, I don't feel he's not going to quit at all. I feel like if Bellotti stops him, it may be body shots or maybe on cuts. We know Dillon is cut up quite a bit.
Yeah, we've seen that in his last three fights.
Not,
His eyes are always pretty much swollen up. But I mean, he just doesn't neither take a step back. I mean, Dillon, I was very, very impressed when he fought Ashfaq. I'm not sure about you, but I was impressed with his performance. And I don't know how one judge had it 112. I thought that was way too close. I think maybe him up by 4. I mean, he did get a few knockdowns as well. So maybe 116, 111, 116, 112. But I was impressed with Liam, and he has had some good wins. And I think it can go either way. I think Reece is coming off three good wins. I mean, the Fiaz fight was a one-sided beatdown, but I think in a way you can say the same thing with Liam and Ashfaq.
I think so. And to be honest, I think it's the same again. I don't feel Fiaz. I've heard off a lot of people that Fiaz really, really struggled with the weight, and I think it showed in there. And it's a lot of things boil down to weight. I mean, a lot of people try and cut the absolute max, and it don't pay off. And I feel like Fiaz might be a lot better at lightweight. If he does lightweight or he makes super feather again, maybe he did it wrong. But I feel like Fiaz is a lightweight. Whereas when you look at the Liam Dillon fight with Ashfaq, I feel like Ashfaq's more a featherweight, maybe even super bantam. But I feel like there was at the wrong weights in it, and it shows in there. I mean, Bellotti was very dominant against Fiaz. It was his, but it was Fiaz's step up on it. He's never done that. He never did them distances before, and he's
and Bellotti has won loads of domestic belts. I mean, two-time Commonwealth, two-weight Commonwealth champion,
Yeah,
and of course fighting for the British. I like the way that Liam's come up as well through Southern area, the English, and then started building up. I like the way fighters go through the small hall route
yeah, go for,
onto the
yeah,
big stage, like Dan Aziz did, because
yeah.
he went through the small hall. But yeah, I thought we was going to disagree, but I am thinking, I am swaying towards Bellotti based on the experience. I think it will be a dogfight. I won't
Oh, it's
listen.
going
I
to be
won't.
brilliant to watch.
Pardon?
It's going to be brilliant to watch. Like from a, a lot of boxing fans. Well, a lot of people that go watch the boxing, they don't want to see you. They don't want to see people like Sonny Edwards, who are absolutely brilliant, and the stuff he can do in a ring. It's unbelievable. When you're a fighter and you're a fan of the sport, watching Sonny Edwards is like, wow. He's class.
Sweet
But,
science.
but people just want to watch blood, tears, and sweat in the ring, and tomorrow night I think that's what you're going to get. I think both of them's going to wake up on Sunday morning with a sore head. Might even be a draw.
I mean, I wouldn't put it past, but I don't like predicting draws and sitting on the fence because it's not very often you get a draw. Like it's hard to like say, oh, I'm predicting a draw, isn't it? It's hard to predict draws, but I am thinking
Definitely.
maybe Bellotti, maybe late stoppage, or maybe it could go on to split decision because they are both tough and they both can take punishment as well. So it could go points, but if I have to say to one, I'm going to say Bellotti. But overall, it's going to be a great fight, and the best
Yeah.
man's going to win.
Oh, definitely. I'm looking forward to it, and I'm hoping that I can get that fight myself.
Fight the
Maybe
winner, hopefully, if everything
definitely.
goes well in your next fight.
I'd love to, mate. Yeah, definitely. I'd love to get the winner of them. I think there's some great domestics now. It's just about getting them made, and I'm very open to them. I won't turn down any fights. So I'm very, if any of them are watching, it's great. Just get a contract sent over. Let's get it on.
Levi, thank you for your time, mate. And yes, thank you.
No problem, Sam. Thank you for having me on, my mate.
Anytime, mate. Bye.
Cheers, buddy. See you